So when it comes to the UK, we're pretty generous. Now I know what you're thinking, because I know that different countries like to have a go at us, but you must admit we do give a lot back. And according to a couple of articles that I'm going to show you today, it looks as if the generosity's just going through the roof. Because it says that Scottish-made fire engines have been chosen to modernise the Iraqi fleet. Essentially, long story short, we're sending fire engines to Iraq. Which, we've got our own problems when it comes to shortages, which we'll get onto later, because honestly, this video gets far worse. But if we just have a look here on the BBC, for example, it says that lives are being put in danger because of a lack of firefighters. And it says that in Wales alone, right, there's 146 fire stations, but 105 of these are entirely staffed by on-call firefighters, as basically people that sit at home, not knocking them, but they'll wait for the call. So the response time is sort of lacking, they've got to get down there, they've got to change, they might even have to get themselves out of bed. And it's already a noble job, right? And we'll get back to Iraq in a minute. Nobody wants to hear that phrase, do they? We'll get back to Iraq in a minute. We're not actually going, right? That's, not that we'd want to. But these on-call firefighters, right, just to put this into perspective, because like I said, I want to get it all in before we go back to Iraq. They're paid between $2,700 and $3,600 per year. So they're paid come on. They're basically volunteers at that point. So whilst we have no money for firefighters in the UK, and they're trying to close fire stations left, right and centre, like I said, it turns out that the UK is just sending them overseas. Because it says that the money has been issued by the UK Export Finance, which is the UK's export credit agency. And they've used a $31 million loan, specifically from the UK. So this, it's just, already it just doesn't sound like a great deal to begin with. But when it turns out that they're just using our money to rebuy them. They're just using our money just free of charge. They're just using our money. And that's just the thing, right? Because apparently it turns out that the government's got money to loan to Iraq, but they can't just put it towards a good cause like not setting on fire in the UK. And just as well, just going back to these firefighters, it says that it could potentially be on call for 120 hours per week. That's such a life adjustment, isn't it? You'd have to constantly, I'm a parent myself, I got 2 kids, so I have to constantly think about where I'm going, how soon it's going to be that I can get back. Am I going to take the car? Do I have my wallet? Just all sort of things that you have to think about. But these people are sitting on call for 120 hours per week. I got to tell you, I think they need the money, not Ian from Iraq. But let me know what you think. You might be on the complete. You might be Ian from Iraq. You might actually be watching. Translated. Or maybe not. Maybe you're from Britain. And you're just very annoyed about Britain being in second place.
This country has gone crazy.